Welcome, Leo placements. In this reading, we'll gain clarity on the next 3 months. So we're going to start with what you're currently dealing with, what's coming towards you in the near term and then the long term. And then we'll get some messages of guidance and encouragement from your guides. And I'm going to start with the astrological influences you currently have going on. So we have second house, ninth house, and Mercury. All right. Okay, so let me see here, because I see here it's like everything you're working on here, like your spiritual development and growth, as well as your financial, your possessions, your security. And we have the Five of Cups here as well. Okay, so I feel like these are the areas where you may be feeling like you're challenged, or you feel like you want to see some growth happen there and some things improve. Okay, so that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon here. Let's see what else. All right, so we have the Lovers in reverse. So yeah, you may actually be having a little bit of contrast in your relationships or with yourself and your spiritual development and growth, which we're seeing that here as well. So you and your partner could be having little issues over money. I feel like for some of you, there's even this component of like just the way that you're setting the house up, or some things in the home where you're like going back and forth over like, you know, I want it this way, or I want these things in here, or I want this room to be, you know, this room, I want this to be my office. And then, you know, you and your partner are going back and forth over, because they want it to be like a den. They want it to be like, you know, an area where you just come and watch TV and relax. So it could be something to that effect, where there's actually like physical possessions that you guys are going back and forth over. Again, how you want to set things up, or what you want it to look like as well. So what else for Leo? What else? Okay, we'll take these two. Okay, so we have Awakening and the Queen of Pentacles. All right. So I feel like there will be this I don't want to say awakening, but you're going to get to this point where it's like you're going to realize like, what is actually important to me here? Like, is it important to me to fight to like to die on this hill of like, I want this to be my office, or am I just going to allow this to be the family den area, you know, just as an example. But I feel like you're going to really go through and decide like, what is the priority here? What is worth fighting for versus what can I just allow to be, and allow, you know, something different to happen here. But I feel like you are at least learning how to communicate better, learning how to state your point, how to have constructive conversations and give constructive feedback, and not necessarily sort of making things into an argument. I feel like that is a message for only some of you though. So there's others of you who still haven't got to that point yet where you've developed your emotional intelligence. That's okay. We're all on this journey, and emotional intelligence is actually something you have to work on every single day. It's not something that like, oh, I'm emotionally intelligent, so that's the end of it. Like, no, that's something you have to work on every single day. That skill, that intelligence. So I feel like you're in different stages with that. And what I'm seeing here is that some of you are able to communicate constructively, and others of you, you do have challenges with that, and you are working on that. But I feel like you're going to have different responses based on how emotionally intelligent you are. So obviously, if you're not as emotionally intelligent, you may find yourself having a lot of communication issues with your partner and in the home. Whereas if you are highly emotionally intelligent, or you at least try to practice emotional intelligence every day, then you're going to find that those conversations happen a little bit easier. You're still going to have contrast. You're still going to have those moments where you feel like, oh shit, like I probably should have said that better. You might have to explain yourself, or even apologize in some cases. But you know, you're at least in a place where the majority of the time you are able to communicate constructively. Okay, and there's no wrong place to be. It's just about your experience and the lessons that you're learning at this particular time. Okay, so what else for Leo? Okay, so we have 7 of Pentacles here. All right, give me one more. Give me one more here. Okay. Okay, and then the 3 of Wands. Okay, yeah, so I feel like you're strategizing here and you're figuring out like the best way to go about. So I hope it's communicating and collaborating with your partner. So I feel like for some of you, I'm hearing you're figuring out the best way to get your way, to get what you want. But I'm going to say that a little bit differently and just sort of guide you to a solution that is a win-win, where both of you can benefit, okay? And I know I'm speaking a lot about this being a relation, excuse me. I feel like for a lot of you, this is about a relationship and with your partner. But for others of you, you can apply this to friendships that you have, to your working environment, and your collaboration with colleagues. But yeah, you're going to be re-strategizing here. And I would just do that in a way that allows for a win-win, for you to win and also for the individuals that you're encountering, you're connecting with, to win as well. Okay, so there's definitely that type of solution that exists. And I think sometimes we tend to only look at things in like white or black, or like it's this or it's that, or there's only 2 options, when actually there's always other options available to you. And this is about understanding, connecting with your intuition, thinking things through, reflecting, and identifying what those other options and solutions could be. So what else? Give me one more. Give me one more card, please. Thank you. And then we have the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like there's definitely some challenges here, some contrast here. You're currently like you're I don't know how else to say it. Like you're going at it, like you're going back and forth. But you're working through this. You're working through this. So let's move to immediate future, because we know shit's going on here. So let's move to immediate future and see what we have. Okay, so let's look at the astrological influences. All right, so you're coming up here. You're showing up, Leo and Neptune and the 12th house. Okay, so I feel like you may just take a moment and just focus on your spirituality and being a better person and allowing things to be, allowing things to balance themselves out, allowing whatever is going to happen so you can close that chapter and you can open a new one. And I don't mean like close it, leaving everybody and all of those things. I mean like closing it like, okay, I accept that. This is what we're going to do. I accept that. And now I'm looking at how I can continue to grow and I can continue to prosper in the current environment. Okay. So what else? So what, I feel like there's a heavy message here about you dreaming. Yeah, about you dreaming and about what it is that you truly desire. So you're being guided to really focus on that. Put your dreams out there. Visualize that and provide it to the universe so it can provide that to you. We have the 10 of air. Yeah, so things will work themselves out here. And like I said, it could be you deciding like, okay, I'm just going to turn over a new leaf and I'm going to do these things moving forward. Or it could be divine intervention happening and shifting you along and guiding you along your path. Okay, but whatever's happening here, the ending of things, the letting go of things, is all for your highest good. And it's to allow blessings to connect with you. So you have sort of like these ties or connections to things, people, places, ideas, philosophies, that is what we're talking about here needs to go away, and you need to release that and let go of that. And you will decide what goes and what stays based off of what you know and feel intuitively is for your highest good. And whatever you let go of is allowing opportunities for blessings to come through and connect with you. Okay, so you definitely need to have hope and faith in the outcome, and we have a successful outcome showing up here. So you know already that you're destined for success. Okay, so let it go if it's not helping you and it's not making sense, and if it's not that much of a priority to you. Because I feel like some of you, and I gotta say this because I'm hearing it, some of you are like digging your heels in and you don't even really like, you're like okay to let it go. You're like okay to let your partner have that, you know, like for some of you it's not as important. So that's being called out here. So if it resonates, then it's for you. If not, then it's not for you. But you know, there is an easier path that you can have if that resonates for you. So just pick your battles, choose your battles, right? Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands here. Okay, yeah, so you may even be feeling like a little defensive based on some things that are happening between you and your partner or in your working environment or situation. Again, just apply it to however the situation fits. You may be feeling a little defensive about things and how things are ending up and how things are, you know, getting separated and discussions are happening and decisions are being made. Yeah, you may be left feeling a little defensive and like you may have gotten the short end of the stick here a little bit in some cases. But like we said, everything is happening for your highest good, and in the end you will be successful and you will accomplish some goals here and you'll achieve success. So we have the Six of Cups here. Okay, so I feel like also for some of you, this is triggering you based off of how you grew up and some things that happened in your childhood here. So I feel like also there is opportunity for you to look within to identify creative ways to resolve solutions. Okay, so you have a talent for that, and as being called out here is like call on that talent. And you may even, as part of this process, connect with your inner child, ensure that they're safe, and allow yourself to play, allow yourself to be creative, allow yourself to draw, to have fun, and that'll help ease your mind, relax you, and allow ideas and the creativity to flow. Okay, so definitely get those self-care practices in and enjoy yourself and open up the door for that communication. Okay, what else? Okay, all right, so we have Knight of Water. Okay. All right, so yeah, you're also being guided to balance your emotions. Okay, so we spoke on that emotional intelligence, so I feel like that's going to continue to be some contrast, and it's going to continue to come up for you until you do work on that. And if you feel like you are working on that, and you would know that by how your conversations go, if they're easier, if you're able to communicate and receive, send messages and make progress, you will know how emotionally intelligent you are. There's also quizzes out there. You can look them up, take them, and you can get your score. Things like that can help you understand how emotionally intelligent you are as well. But like I said, you have a pretty good idea and understanding of how you connect with others and how you communicate concerns and how you work through problems and solutions with others. So in that process, you will know like if this is something that you can improve on in an area that you can grow in, and if so, you're absolutely being guided to do that. And I would say that this could help everyone here. This could help everyone improve their emotional intelligence because, like I said, it is a process. It is something, it's an intelligence. So you continue to grow and you continue to develop and build it. Okay, so we have balance here. Okay, so it may be, like we talked about, working with your partner or working with your colleagues to create that win-win situation. But I would also, in addition to trying to find balance with your partners, with your colleagues, also try to find balance within yourself. Okay? So how can you feel more balanced? How will this work out so that you feel balanced, so that you feel whole, so that you feel complete? Okay, so try not to make decisions based off of when you are upset or when you are feeling an imbalance is happening there. Try not to make decisions based off of that, because like I said, like I was saying earlier, that sometimes it's like, is this really even a priority to me? And I don't know if I said it to you, Leo. I might have said it to Aries, but yeah, I'm also getting that for you as well. If I didn't mention it earlier, it's like you gotta really, choose what is most important to you. And if it's more important to your partner and it's not as important to you, then collaborate on that. Okay, allow a little bit of give and take there. Create balance. Okay. All right, so that is immediate future. So let's look at a little longer term here to take us out into the 3-month period. What do we have? When I look at those astrological influences. Okay, so we have Yang and Mars and fire. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm feeling like you are going to just reignite your fire, your passion for things. I feel like this is going to go in the direction of you digging your heels in a little bit. And okay, so what I'm going to say here is, because I feel like for some of you, this is about standing up for yourself and standing up for what you believe in. And for others of you, again, it's about like, is there a way that you can compromise and collaborate with your partner so that you do create a win-win situation? Some of you are clearly being treated unfairly and things are happening that are unjust. Whereas others of you, there is room and opportunity for you both, or all parties involved, to collaborate and come up with a better solution that benefits all parties. Okay, so you will know which bucket you fall into, or which one resonates with you. And you have to be honest with yourself is the thing about it. You must be honest with yourself to know which one is you. Okay, so I'm going to say that. And then what else do we have for Leo here? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords here. All right, so we have honesty coming out there. Like, you're being asked to be very clear and see clearly. See the light clearly. See the path clearly, because you may have a tendency to show like your bravado, show like yourself in an uncompromising type of position, like where you're not willing to compromise, you're not willing to collaborate. So you are being guided to practice some humility and some compassion and empathy for all parties involved. And you may also want to do your best to try to take yourself and your emotions out of the situation and view it from an objective standpoint. Like, think about it in terms of like, if this was, a friend that this was happening to, what advice would you give them? Like, you would probably be a little more objective and really encourage them, excuse me, to work through things and to collaborate on a solution. Okay, what else? Thank you. Yeah. So you have the power. You're smart enough. You're smart enough to work through it. And you have these tools available to you. So it could be your spirituality. It could be your knowledge. It could be your wisdom. It could be your skill set in a particular area. Again, whatever you're applying this to, you have the knowledge and skills and wisdom to work through it and to create an awesome solution. So you're being guided to use your knowledge, use those powers, use your gifts to come up with the best way to resolve things. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles here as well, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be some things that you will learn as a part of this process. So be open to that. Be open to learning. Be open to new experiences. Be open to trying new things, because it's going to create an environment for success. Okay, and you're going to be in that place where you're able to, you're going to be in a place where, so if we're applying this to finances, you're going to be in a place where you do feel financially secure and you're able to support and help others. If we're speaking about spirituality, you're going to be in a place where you do feel like you've elevated your spirituality and you've ascended to the next level, and you're going to want to share that with others so others can see that you went through the fire and came out on top and came out better and stronger and braver and more courageous. And they're going to take that as an example. If this is the working environment, you're going to come up with that solution that's going to benefit all. And people are going to look to you as the example for how to solve issues and how to be creative and come up with new ideas. Okay, so you're definitely going to benefit as a part of this process if you apply these recommendations that you're being guided to do from your guides. Okay, so what else for Leo? What else? Okay, thank you. All right, yeah, so it's about having compassion, understanding, empathy, and a willingness to work with others. So maybe check, run things through your heart space. Check on how your heart space, your heart chakra is doing. Make sure that that is balanced. Meditate on your chakras, opening them up and keeping them balanced. But in particular, your heart space. Okay? Because this is you on a higher frequency vibration, like coming in, using your tools to resolve things to benefit everyone, all parties, running things through your heart space. So you absolutely can be successful here. Okay, so what else? Thank you. And we have the Two of Pentacles here. Okay. Yeah, and I feel like also just have the understanding that, you know, this is a process here, and it's about the journey that you're going through. So it may not be like everything 100% perfectly working out for you, but it is about you receiving good, better, and best, right? Your experiences, and you evolving to the place where you are able to have a positive attitude no matter what's coming through, no matter what's happening, and you can stay on a higher frequency and vibration to allow more abundance and blessings to come. Okay, so again, it's going to be some ups and downs. It's not going to be a perfect straight path for you, but again, you will be successful. You have everything that you need here within you, so you're being guided to go within. Allow yourself to have those moments to receive from your guides, from Source. Allow yourself to be divinely guided on the path. And again, that's just about connecting with your intuition and listening to those messages. Okay, so let's get some oracles here for Leo. What do we have? Okay, so we got a couple. So we have Perception, Retreat, and Elevation. Wonderful, right? So I feel like this is happening in order here. Like you are protecting yourself, and you are going to retreat, you are going to reflect, you are going to allow yourself to come up with those ideas. You are going to take a moment to say like, okay, you know what, this is getting out of hand here. I'm just going to relax, I'm going to calm down, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to go exercise, I'm going to go draw, I'm going to go color, I'm going to go sculpt, whatever your self-care practice is, whatever and however you do to calm yourself, to soothe yourself, to relax, to reflect. You're going to do those things, and that's going to, again, allow for you to receive that guidance and open yourself up to messages. What else? So we have 44 with environment. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're speaking about here. Any environment, any environment. So I feel like there is a message here about you really focusing on creating the type of environment that you desire. One that makes you feel comfortable, one that makes you feel like you want to be there and you want to be in it. Okay? So you're being guided to take inspired action toward that, whatever that means. And it's going to mean something different for everyone. Okay? So just pay attention to who is in your environment and what your environment looks like, because you're being guided to make adjustments as necessary to make it a wonderful place for you. And then we also have the master number of 44. So I'll put a link in the video description if you want to watch a short on the master number 44. So there may be some messages there for you. And then we have protection. So, all right. I feel like, what was this? This was perception. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like there is this message to protect yourself. Okay. And protect what you believe in. And you can do that in a compassionate way. Okay, so I would definitely do that in a compassionate way, in a way that allows for you to still consider the needs and the opinion. I don't want to say opinion, but do that in a way that allows you to consider what other people need as well. So again, it's not about like only one person winning, it's about all of us winning, because we're all one. And then we have inner child. I feel like we spoke to this. I did speak to that. So here you have it as confirmation coming up for you to connect with your inner child as a part of this process, and maybe during times of reflection, just connecting and seeing. So you can also do like maybe some journaling or some inner child meditations, but you may want to focus on ensuring that that child is safe and able to flourish. Okay, so what else do we have? Let's go here. So we have conclusions are within reach, and that's what we've been saying this whole time, that you do have the answers within you to create a win-win solution. There is your confirmation. And then we have step up and lead. All right. So get into that Capricorn energy, be the leader, collaborate. You may be the one that needs to call parties together or to say, hey, let's schedule a time to sit down and talk. You may have to be the one to do that. You may need to take the first step here. Okay. And then we have Joan of Arc. And again, there's this message here of like, what is important to you? Really only focus on those things that are important, because that is enough, and that is a lot in and of itself. Okay. So as you're doing this, I also feel like there's a lot of blessings available to you when you're staying focused on what's important, what are the priorities, and working through that. Focusing on some of the smaller things that just don't matter as much to you, and allowing them to work themselves out. And then if it starts to continue to bubble up and become a bigger and bigger and bigger priority, then yeah, then it is a higher priority to you and you'll address it. But in the meantime, really focus on only those things that are the highest of highest priority to you. So we have Papa Tanuki with activation. All right. So this is just that confirmation of your gifts and you being the magician and having the ability to solve your problems and achieve your goals and desires and have all that you desire. Here is just that confirmation of that, and showing you how strong and powerful you are, and that you are able to step up and be the leader and be the change that you want to see as well. Okay. And then we have face your shadow. So that may be a part of the process. So we have inner child work here. We have your shadow work here. So Are there some things that you can do in this process to address both of those areas? You may want to think about that. And then we have surrender your concerns to the universe. You have been heard. So as you're making these decisions, as it's coming from an authentic place and you're coming from truth and honesty, trust that all will work itself out and everything will happen in your favor. Okay? All right, Leo. So those are the messages I have for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know how this resonates. Thanks for watching. Take care.